Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Play action, it's Tannehill. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devon Hamilton. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Out of the gun, Tannehill. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
You definitely would like to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete. This is Derrick Henry. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. They snap it to Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he'll go down at the 28.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Tannehill.
Oh, this man keep getting out the pocket.
Giving up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. After the run, Tannehill going to throw. Flushed out right. Along the sideline, it's his man Henry making the catch.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Henry.
Why the ball ain't come out?
From the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give Henry another shot. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Chris Claybrooks to return.
Damn.
Able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Ooh, he picked that shit.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite.
Oh man, why I ain't set my depth chart? This shit aggravating. I'm not supposed to be in the fucking game, bro.
To the 35.
What you eating? Go. Alright, go to the table.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Handoff running left is Etienne.
Come on, hold that block, 83, man.
30 now to the 28. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll buy some time right. And Sharp calls it in. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run with Etienne. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
One more time with Etienne.
Oh.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll
Good
stop
shit.
him right
Good
at the line
shit.
of scrimmage. It'll go as
Once
a
I
loss
seen
of a
his
yard,
bird
and it'll
broke
set
that
up
shit,
3rd
like,
down.
You can almost feel him thinking as he's running the football. Just one more block, anything to
Yeah,
get
one
me
more
to
block.
the perimeter and around the corner. Couldn't quite get there.
68 in my
Ends up getting
way,
spilled
bro.
for a loss.
This Titan defense, they just will not give in easily. Looking for another stop, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Etienne. And this time he
That's hard running right there, bro.
his 5th touchdown on the ground, number 8 overall. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Prater for the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Good kick.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before.
Fuck, man. How you got to hit that corner like that?
Extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Got him.
Again on second down.
Come on, bro.
And he's got some space here.
Oh, that shit, man.
Touchdown, Titans.
Bro, the way they just animated that shit, like, bro, you see a nigga running, you go the opposite way, like.
But he can all right. He proved it
Good shit. Good one.
That's a second touchdown run of this game, and this one, and a high degree of difficulty to it as well. I'm absolutely marveling at how effortless he makes this look. I mean, let's face it, he had a long way to go. But how about the vision, the creativity with the football in his hands? It's really something to watch.
From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And this one is incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Powers past him at midfield.
What are you doing up now? If you're vacuum, or that's so big.
They work it across midfield.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
A give running right, Etienne. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. On first down, Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And the Titans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. After the interception, here's Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And they'll get him down up past the 15.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
First down and much more for Henry. And finally down at the 41-yard line.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play that time for the Titans. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he? That'll be caught by Brown. Touchdown, Tennessee. A.J. Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. No return here for Clay Brooks, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans will take over possession here up at the 44. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Tannehill. Looking downfield for Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Jones has it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after.
And it's a Titans touchdown. Anthony Ferkser, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches.
That'll be caught by Brown. Touchdown, Tennessee. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kevin Byard. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Open man, Julio. Touchdown, Tennessee. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill. And the Titans would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of the receiver, Chenault.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, that goes for the announcers, too. No AC in this booth, so we've got a mash unit of empty water bottles up here as well. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. No return here for Clay Brooks, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on, because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the left side with ETN. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And they'll go again with ETN. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. On play action, Lawrence. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. 4th down. Here's Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. Will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Tannehill. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Off play action, Tannehill. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18. A give to Henry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jville.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Right. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 44.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Sliding out of the pocket. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now it's Tannehill. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry, his third touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And this Titans offense continues to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Jaguars 15. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 27 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
Watch out.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Lawrence will throw. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans 30. Back now in Jacksonville. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
31's the mic. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Hey, Charlie.
They go play action now. Lawrence. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. Here's Lawrence. Being chased out left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Play action. It's Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them. Gets big yard.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Tannehill. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And some room to maneuver. 30. 10. Touchdown, Titans. Darrington Evans, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. It's almost a tendency breaker.
A handoff for Etienne. A 1st down and more, Etienne. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. The 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's a give to Etienne. And he's brought down. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Jaguars get a score closer. They'll look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Gets this to Firkser, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Firkser. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 46.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To the air again, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And the Jags grab it.
Go time, baby.
And it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. Crater on to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Tannehill going to throw it. The pass pulled in by Jones. What a catch. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. Tannehill throwing again. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Anthony Ferkser, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Titans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They go play action with Lawrence. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Titans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and it had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Throwing now, Tannehill. Jones has it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Mike spoke both. Bring it. Slam, slam, slam. Hey.
On first down, Tannehill. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
44, Mike, 44. Let him know.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Looking deep for Julio. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tannehill. Flush to his right. This is caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
He's got it. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
That's why we in one thing up.